Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Juju, and I hope that you guys are having a fantabulous day. So, guys, as you could see, my hair is already done. My makeup is already did. How you doing? Because this week I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to talk about a topic that I feel that it's very important that we practice every day because of everything that's going on with this pandemic. Honey, 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 honey. We have to protect this. And I'm talking about our mental health because this is all we have control over. Okay? This is all we have control over. So, protected. Anybody affecting your mental space in a negative way, honey, you need to get up and run. Get out of Dodge, run for the hills. Okay? Um, this thing, I mean, it peaked its head in 2019, then 2020. It exploded. Then 2021, it kind of fell asleep, got lazy. And in 2022, boom, here it is again. It woke up and came back with a vengeance. So I just feel like it's like, honey, this thing ain't going nowhere. So besides dealing with the everyday stresses of life, now we got to deal with this. So we just have to learn how to protect this, protect it. Um, it has caused increase in depression, anxiety, suicide rates has gone up. And I mean, suicide, I mean, I'm seeing suicide attempts as low as age 9 years old. I'm like, oh my God, it is horrible, horrible. Um, I feel really bad, especially for the kids, because they, it's like they had to be snatched out of school doing remote learning. I can't imagine a kid, because a classroom is a structured environment. Now you're taking this kid and putting it in front of a computer and talk about, oh, you need to do this and the third. The kid is not gonna do it. Come on, the kid is not gonna do it. They're not. It's like, even for me, when the first time I did online learning was when I was doing my masters. And it's like they give you the entire syllabus and they're like, this paper is due by Monday, that one is due by Tuesday. Meanwhile, you have all of these questions. I mean, they give you the opportunity to email the teacher, but it's not like instant gratification where I could raise my hand and I'd be like, what does this mean? It's kind of like you have to type and email a teacher and then you have to wait for her response. So meanwhile, you having a pure panic attacks after the other because you don't know what to do or where to start. Okay? So me as an adult, I could just imagine how hard it was because it was difficult for me and um just having a kid sit in front of a computer, I know it's got to be difficult for them. By the time I did my doctorate, I was a pro of it because you come responsible. It's discipline. It's discipline. You have to learn how to say, okay, um, I gotta balance out school, I gotta balance out work, I gotta balance out my personal life, and it's all about balancing time management. But I don't want to get too much into that. I need to just focus. Let's just focus on what the topic really is and what I want to talk about. It has also caused an increase in overdose and alcoholics. Like I'm seeing that a lot. It's just very sad. It's very, very sad. And we just need to just work on ourselves. Um, One thing I want to touch on, and I don't like people asking me this question because I just feel like it breeds, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Division. They have asked me, what do you feel about people who have not vaccinated? I mean, I don't feel nothing towards it. I don't want to get into that because I feel like it it breeds division, and I feel like we're already so divided already. Racism, um, Republicans versus Democrats. you know, um, what do you call it? Religion. And these are just some of the various ones I that I could think of or off the top of my head. And speaking of religion, um, this is one thing that I always question. Like, if we supposed to be only serving one God, like how come there's so many different religions? And you'd be surprised, like, okay, how these religions they talk bad against each other. But I'm like, it's supposed to be serving one God. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. And that's always like in the back of my mind when I hear about all these different religions, and there's so many of them. If we're supposed to be serving one God and loving one God, I just don't see the reason for us to have all this religion. Again, my opinion, okay? Um, Everybody's entitled to feel how they feel. That's it. Um, even the other day, before I move on, I just want to take a quick story. There was this girl, two girls, and they're going back and forth saying that they felt like Jesus was white, and one person was saying that they felt like Jesus was black. I'm like, is this what we're doing? Like, look at what's going on around the world. Is this what we're focusing on? And again, that to me right there is divided. And I'm absolutely sure that Jesus is not looking down, being mad at somebody, um, saying that, why, you think that I'm black or you think that I'm white. Jesus got bigger fish to fry. Okay? Jesus is like, listen, I got a lot of prayers to answer. I got a lot of work to do. Okay, I got to heal a lot of people. I ain't got no time for that. Jesus don't care about that. But we're down here fussing with each other over stuff that, like, come on, guys. Come on. Let's unite together as one and stop fussing over the petty things and stop being so divided. I just don't like that feeling. It's terrible. So, that's it. I just want to just expunge on that a little bit. So I'm gonna get into the whole self-care thing now. I wrote the little notes. Um, I want to start out with the definition of self-care. And this is the process of taking care of oneself with behaviors that promote health and enhance well-being, including your own physical, mental, and emotional health. Um, and they have a lot of definitions of self-care, but what I did was I chose like three different ones and I pulled out the most important words, which is enhancing your well-being, which is enhancing your well-being, including the physical, the emotional, and the health, because all of those got to jive together. Because I'm telling you, physically, let's just say that you want to lose 20 pounds, okay? Um, Physically, you might be able to do it. But if you don't have that mental mind that, okay, I have to get up every day at 6 o'clock or get up 3, 4 times a week at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to that gym, that's a mental thing. If you can't program your mind to do that, honey, 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 it ain't gonna work. You're not gonna lose no weight. You probably gain more. Okay, so you have to learn to train this and take care of this, because once this is good, honey, 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 you will be fine. Okay? Girl, girl, girl. Okay, I'm getting into my little character. I know I'm overdoing it. Okay, so um, that was my girlfriend. I gotta meet up with her. God, we gotta talk. Um, Another thing is, okay, so this was mind-boggling to me because I saw this because it said some people view self-care as a luxury rather than a priority. And I said to myself, as a luxury, wow, that's interesting how some people think. Because I look at this as definitely as a priority, because I feel like if this is not good, you're not able to do anything else. I feel like it always comes down to mind over body. Like once this is good, you're good. You're good. And this has popped in my head. Now I see why when people go for surgeries, whether they want to get their body done, they have to do a psych eval because they want to make sure that you are doing it for yourself, that you're okay up here. Because if you just do it just because, if you're doing it because you want to, um, I don't know, get attention from people, you shouldn't be doing it for that reason. You should be doing your body because you want to do this for yourself. Because that way you're never going to be happy if you're doing it for somebody else. No, 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 no. You got to do what's good for you. Okay? Um, you, it's all about you. You got to be able to take care of yourself. And sometimes you got to be a little bit selfish. You got to be a little bit selfish. Okay? Because you have to take care of yourself. That just popped out of nowhere. That just came out of nowhere. Okay? I had to learn to be a little bit selfish and take care of myself. Okay? Just saying. Um, with self-care, it ensures that you're taking care of yourself, mind, body, and spirit. Mind, body, and spirit. I want to talk about spirit a little bit. The spirit is very important too. Don't let anybody in your space that's affecting your spirit in a negative way. Um, because, ooh, honey, the devil, he be using people. Honey, 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 honey. He be using people. Hey, let me tell you. And like I always said, if anybody is around you that's affecting your mind in any negative way, get the hell out of Dodge. Get the hell out of Dodge. It's time to go. It's time to go. You have to protect your spirit. Okay? All right. So there are different types of self-care. Okay, the first one is physical. And physical could be pertaining to sleep, exercise, you have to eat well. Um like for instance, my diet, I don't really eat red meat. The only time I eat red meat is when I go to visit my mother and she cooks a mean roast beef. How you doing? Yes, I mean it just melts in my mouth. Just thinking about it just making me so hungry now. So you have to eat well. So what I was trying to say is like my diet, it includes a lot of fish. Um I like yellow rice. I don't know why. I love yellow rice. Brown rice is the best rice to eat. Um and you have to also sleep and get good sleep. It's not just sleeping for 2 or 3 hours. You got to get good sleep. That's very important. And as I said before, exercise. You could do cardio. You could work on each part of your body different times when you go to the gym. But just take your time and just ease into things. It shouldn't be no pressure. Um, if when you're doing these things, it's supposed to feel good throughout the whole process. The next type of self care is social, and that's having social interaction. Um, when the pandemic first hit, everything was shut down, so a lot of people were home, doing Zoom, but I think the best contact is face to face, human contact. We need it as human beings. But we had to do what we have to do back then, and it is what it is. But that could send you into a state of depression by not seeing people and not having contact with them. So again, it all goes back to protecting your mind and being good with your mental space. What I do in terms of social, I could backtrack a little bit physically. I'll go to the gym, not as often as I would love to, but I do go to the gym. But I do eat well. As I said, I have fish incorporated in my diet, sometimes chicken, but it's mostly fish and vegetables. So now socially is, as I said, hanging out with friends and family. Um, and me, I like to meet up with a friend, have a lunch. Um, you know, in the summertime, I went to the beach with my girlfriends. Just pure good interactions. It could be with your family, with your close friends, just interacting, you know, and just basically like um, having great interpersonal relationships. So that's it. Yeah, I believe I hit everything right there. Mentally, this is engaged in things that stimulate your mind. It could be a crossword puzzle. It could be watching a game show. Um, stuff like that, just to stimulate to the mind. Even watching a comedy show, it stimulates the minds. It makes us laugh. It gives you pleasure. Okay, and when you laugh, that's a stress reduction. Because you're kind of like letting out all that negative energy. Um, the next one is spiritual, as I spoke before. Spiritual, protect your spiritual space. Um, in terms of spiritual, it could be meditating or it could be praying. I pray a lot to myself during the day, like little prayers here and there. When I go to bed, and when I get up, when your feet hit the ground, it's very important that you thank God. Thank you, God, for giving me another day, for waking me up. Thank you, God, for me having me able to breathe on my own, use my two hands, use my 2 feet. It's just the stuff that we take for granted, honey. You just never know. You have to be thankful. Um, Back to meditation. I've tried this. I'm gonna say like 3 times, and it don't work for me. It doesn't. I'm like, I will go to these meditation classes, and they be like, sit in yoga style, and you're like, they be playing the chimes in the back, which is relaxing, but then they be like, breathe in, breathe out, have your have 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 your body feel like it's floating. You say the seance, and I mean, I don't know if they do the seance thing. I haven't been to one that does the seance, but I'm sure that they have them. Um, but let your body be free. Let it feel like it's floating. And I have a girlfriend of mine. She says she does it all the time, and she said, "Yes, girl, you actually feel like your body is floating in the air. You're light, no burden, no feelings of being pulled down or dragged down." I was like, "Girl, bye," because I had never had that feeling before. But I think it's something that you have to do maybe a lot more than 2 3 times, to get it, to let go, because I'm like still in tense mode. Even when I go and get a massage, and they massaging me, and they said to me, relax. You have a big knot here. Relax. And even though I'm like, okay, okay, let me relax. Honey, I'm still tense back there. Go bye. But but I feel good. I feel good after I leave. But I've been told that I'm still tense back there, even after the massage. But I um physically I feel good. But it is what it is. I just it's hard when you always getting up and running and just relaxing. But I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it one day. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm not giving up yet. Um, Emotionally, and this is talking to someone. You can talk to a close friend or a close family member, whatever is bothering you. There's nothing wrong with talking to somebody, but make sure that you talk to the right person. Okay, and not somebody that's gonna spread your business because you have some of these people that when you argue with them, they want to spread your business. Okay, so just make sure that it's somebody that you can confide in, and you can go to them whenever you need any type of help. It's just and sometimes people will just listen to you. Sometimes when you go to somebody, you're not really asking them for the advice. You just want somebody to listen to. You don't want them to tell you to do nothing. Okay? You just want somebody to listen to and vent to. Okay? Like, girl, you don't got to tell me that. I know what to do. Okay? I just want to vent and that's it. And venting and bringing out your feelings, that's a, you know, you talk about it, you let it go, you let it float off. Um, Or another thing is I talk to God. Um, when I need something, I will write a letter to God, and He comes through all the time. I write a letter to God, telling Him that you know my frustrations, you know my feelings and what I'm going through, and I write exactly. He already knows, but I still write it down, and I say to Him, I'm like, God, I am um, leaving this problem into Your hand because this is something that I cannot handle. Okay, and He listens. He may not come through when he wants you to come through, because you got to understand that you got to be patient on God. Okay, God blesses us on His own time, not when you're ready. Okay, and as much as we want instant gratification, He don't work like that. It may take a long time, but you just have to keep believing in Him and keeping the faith and keep praying. Okay, honey, this is what it is. um So that is it. Before I finish, I just want to go over the importance of self care and what it does. It increases anxiety and depression. I'm sorry, it decreases anxiety and depression. It reduces stress and it increases resilience. I like that they say that because, like, for instance, if I had a have a bad day at work, and um, let's just say it's a Friday, and I would decide to, I make sure that I'll set up an appointment. Some spas you can walk in, like you don't need an appointment. I do have a spa that I go to sometime where you could just walk in and you pay, and when I leave there, I feel so light, like, and it prepares you for the next day because you go to sleep feeling good, feeling light, and then when you wake up, it's like you're ready for a brand new day. It's amazing. It's just amazing that little hour or two that you took. You work for so long, the whole day being stressed, and that little hour or two that you take off for yourself is just so amazing. What it can do, how it can build resilience, for the next day for you to do it all over back again. But when you're doing it over again, you're not at a level 10. You're not here. Okay. You're probably going to start out at a 2 because now you're getting dressed and anxiety is building up. And by the time you drive to work and go through traffic and trying to run everybody off the road, you're probably like about a 5 by the time you reach to work. By the time you leave at a 10, all over you at a 10 back again. So it's it's good. It's good that you start low because the resilience will help you to cope better. That's just how I see things. Um, it improves happiness. It increases energy. It decreases burnout. Boy, do we know about burnout, honey, 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 honey. Okay. Um, I've seen this happen to a lot of nurses. A lot of nurses left the healthcare field. Yeah, a lot of them left. It was just too much for them, and um, it's it it. This is why it's so important that we take care of ourselves mentally. Um, I don't get me wrong, I thought about leaving too. I did. It crossed my mind a few times because I've just never experienced nothing like this before. And I've thought about it, but it's like I'm still here, still pushing strong. And I just keep praying and, just thanking God and that I have come this far. And I'm just going to keep staying close to Him. That's it. That's all I could do. That's all I could do. You just leave everything that's bothering you. Um, there's just some things that we can't handle, and we just have to just leave it to God. It is what it is. Just leave it to Him, and He will take care of it. He will come through. He definitely will. Um, Self care also improves interpersonal relationships, and I definitely believe in this because let me tell you something. There are a few people that I know that every time I see them, they're angry all the time. And I wanted to myself, how do you stay in that danger zone all the time like that? It's very scary. Cause it's like you're gonna get sick afterwards. You're gonna get sick because if you mad, you're gonna get sick afterwards. Like, come on. This is crazy. I just couldn't imagine walk around like that. I'm not sort of person. I mean, when I get upset, I just let it out. I say what I have to say, and I feel better. What are you doing? Just as me. Okay. Now I wasn't always like that. Um, I used to hold things in a lot, which is not good. And me holding in things a lot and keeping stuff to myself, I got sick. To make a long story short, I did a few years ago. I got diagnosed with high blood pressure because I was holding everything in and not talking about it. Okay, it's the worst thing that you could do is not talk about things. You have to talk about things to let it go into the atmosphere, and let God deal with it. You have to talk about it, okay? Um, and that was very scary because when I went to my doctor, put it this way, my blood pressure was 153 over 118, and he was looking at me like he said to me, "You don't have a headache?" I said, "Yeah, that's why I'm here." Because I was getting these headaches and it wasn't going away. And he was like, "No." And then he goes, "Who is stressing you out?" And, between my job and a certain individual, it's like, honey, let me tell you something. It's like, when I tell people the story, they don't believe me because looking back, they said, "But you were always smiling. You were always so happy." Let me tell you something. You don't know what people are going through. I don't, I don't bring my problems to work. I leave it at the door. I leave it at home. Whatever. Work is work. I smile. I enjoy myself. But when I come back home, then I deal with it again. It is what it is. So just because somebody is smiling all the time, it doesn't mean that life is good for them. I'm telling you, it's you never know what goes on in people's head and what they're going through. Um, just a little last things that I want to say. The World Health Organization says that self care promotes health, prevents disease, and it helps cope with illness. Okay, definitely does. You're taking care of yourself. Um, it definitely helps if you have any kind, like for instance, me. Um, I have hypertension, and me having hypertension, I make sure that I do what I have to do to not let my blood pressure go up. Okay, so I'm not gonna have nobody stress me out. Okay, I take my medication, and that's it. I am not going there. Okay, with anybody. If anything is stressing me out, I just remove myself from the situation. Okay, or I walk away. That's it. That's how I deal with life. Because certain things you cannot control people, you cannot control situation. So what you have to do is walk away from it. Just walk away. Like, I am done with you. Bye, Felicia Devil. That's it. Done. Case closed. Good night. Okay? All right. Um, Last but not least, self-care is not a one size fit all. So basically what I'm trying to say is um my idea of self care may not be your idea of self care. You have to take self-care and all the things that you could do for a self-care plan and tailor it according to your situation, um, according to what's going on in your environment, according to where you are. It's all these different aspects that you have to think about. So, that's it. That's it, guys. When it's all said and done, again, I just want to stress once more: practice self care. Try and do it every single day, if it's even for an hour. Okay, protect your mental space, protect your spirit, protect everything, because that's the only thing that we have control over. Okay, so with that being said, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching my channel. You know what to do. If you love this video, give me a thumbs up. You can share my video, and don't forget to subscribe. Have yourself the rest of a fantabulous week. Take care, guys.